Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I wanted to talk about who will the New Orleans Pelicans be signing in free agency. And right now, all we know is that this team doesn't have a good coach, but we know they're going to be aggressive after the comments made by our man Zion Williamson. So let's get right into today's video and let's just talk about it. Look, there's a lot of talent on this team. Aside from Williamson and Ingram, I don't know why I said Williamson and Ingram, this team basically has everyone under roster except for Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Willie Hernan Gomez, James Johnson, and James Nolani. No, Nolani. I don't even know how to say his name. He's not coming back. Hernan Gomez isn't coming back. Lonzo Ball is a restricted free agent, and I believe they'll match anything as long as it's not over 20 million. 20 million, I think, is the max. I think they want to give him a similar contract to what Eric Bledsoe is currently on. Eric Bledsoe's like this year he was 16.8. Next year he's 18.1, and the following year 19.3. They're going to try to move him this offseason. Josh Hart isn't going to get re-signed. I don't think they're going to match it because he's made it quite clear he does not want to come back. This team would love to bring back James Johnson, but I think James Johnson is going to be just in heavy, heavy competition to be picked up by other teams. I think a lot of teams are going to want him. Nanji Marshall and Didi Lizanda are both under contract. Gabriel and Iwando are all under contract. Nickel Alexander Walker, Kier Lewis Jr., Jackson Hayes, Zion, Adams, and Ingram all under contract. I believe Bledsoe will probably be traded. Don't be surprised if you see Steven Adams get traded, but at the same time, you could argue that they might not trade him because his salary jumps down to 17, which I think is actually reasonable for him. And they're at 94, so they actually have about, $18 million to play with. So about 17 if we want to be closer to actually what it is. And what do we have right here? I think the Pelicans are a team that they're going to need to make some big money splashes, okay? And because they need to make Zion happy. Look at what Trae Young just had. Over here, Bleacher Report has them getting JaMychal Green, who is awesome. He's an option for $8 million, but I think he could get more. And what I believe is this is a guy who not only can stretch the floor, but he can defend on the perimeter and inside. He plays that stretching defense, and he can hit the three-point shot. Yeah, but the thing is because they have Lonzo Ball, there could be potential for sign and trade. A sign and trade maybe for Lauri Markkanen. I'm not saying that's the best deal, but he's a guy that they would benefit from having because he'd be able to stretch the floor. And I think, again, I think they would really enjoy having that. But yeah, no, there's so many people that they could look into getting. Fred Van Vliet or Pascal Siakam they could try to sign and trade for. It's just because what Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks were able to do. Marcus Smart maybe a sign and trade to replace Josh Hart and Lonzo Ball with Marcus Smart. Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, Malcolm Brogdon, Karis LeVert, Miles Turner, Domantas Sabonis are all guys that could be sign and trade. Larry Nance and Taurean Prince are probably more realistic, but there's also Jeremy Grant could be on the move. I just think there's just so many players that they could sign and trade for that it makes sense. Now, they need players with experience and who can win now so they can become a playoff team next year. Now, who do I think that could help? Al Burks would be awesome. Imagine Al Burks. He would be a low-cost alternative to adding three-point shooting, and on his best day, he's a plus defender. Rayshawn Holmes, he's a hard-working center who's a solid interior defender, scorer, and rebounder. And they beat the Lakers twice this past season, and Rayshawn Holmes was a big reason. He averaged 14.5 points a game on 63.7% shooting from the field. I think Kelly Olynyk, who was amazing for the Rockets. He's a 6'11" stretch four. He can play the five, spread the defense with a three-point shot. He shot 39% for the Rockets while attempting 5 attempts a game, while averaging almost 20 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 4 assists. He would be so good playing power forward next to Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. And then you bring in Al Burks to be like a shooting guard to stretch the floor. You could really start Zion at the power forward, Kelly at center, Brandon at small forward, Burks shooting guard, then point guard. be Lonzo, Eric Bledsoe, Kira Lewis Jr., Nickel Alexander-Walker. And then center be a rotation of, could be Kelly Olynyk, Steven Adams, and Jackson Hayes. Kelly Olynyk was insane. I really think the best guys that they could get is Kelly Olynyk and our man Alec Burks. What do you guys think? I think that's like reasonable. So that's it for me, you guys. Ooh, did you guys hear that backfeed? I accidentally hit the thing. That's embarrassing. Video's done. Alec Burks and Kelly Olynyk to the New Orleans Pelicans.